Hello guys, how are you doing? Twitter update for you guys with some charts at the end. Um, because I think the overall market looks gnarly. We have some charts suggesting again, it looks dangerous. It's not over, but it looks very dangerous. And we can actually start off here by a trend spider doji candle neckline here. Big decision. Um, get ready for fireworks. So this is basically a potential 2-month head and shoulders pattern with a gap below. Election gap, again, news-driven gaps often get filled. This is by no means different. Um, so again, here, if we are to measure roughly 610 here down to like, 580, 85, that is 25 dollars. You drop it below, so you're talking more 560 here is the potential measured move on the SPX if we start to come down here. Oh, the SPY, my bad. So uh, very gnarly short-term chart here. This is a chart from a recording that I did with Andy from Finding Value Finance, just discussing what I think is needed for having a good 2025 when it comes to energy. Basically, I really want to see oil trading close to 80, with healthy staying there, trading there, and then we have the big breakout of the 4-year triangle. Until then, it looks a bit more bearish than bullish. I'm not gonna lie here, but basically here, coal divided by nat gas, beautiful channel, 15 years, and I think if we're gonna come down here to like 2024 here, 24, that is where you should start to see again some bouncing in favor of coal when divided by nat gas. And I'm really bullish on nat gas right now. So coffee here. Again, this is copper. It says coffee here, but anyways, I could have made that mistake myself. Copper here looks same thing again here with copper. Again, copper is always a good barometer to measure the, in quotes, economy. Looks really heavy here. Again, we have rallied, bouncing, bouncing, weak bounce here for now with a kind of a big red candle here compared. Do we start to trade below like $4 here? We have a measured move down to like 3.7. Excuse me, 3.3 for copper. Looks really weak. Again, together with the oil, again, if we can't start to trade above that, initially 71.5 and then later on close to 80. Again, oil looks more weak than bullish. Same with copper there. Dixie here, again, GDX trader again, follow him, cool guy. Breaking out, retesting, flagging. I mean, uptrend intact. Dixie on the daily, hella bullish. Will this be, sell the event where Trump's get, into office? I don't know, but for now, Dixie is the king of fiats right now. Not gonna lie here. The great marches, the US 10-year yield, a possible back test of the breakup before resumption. I mean, people will say, oh, that's the peak. But again, a back test after a 18-month breakout here. You have 1, 2, 3, you break out the fourth, you retest, you go higher. Textbook stuff here. Um, again, if this is a false breakdown, you need to bounce here and then roll over, basically breaking that whole uptrend here. But for now, the US 10-year, as he says, extremely strong. We could see a push down for, well, we now like 4.5 down to like 4.3, and then we go higher. That is the most probable path until proven otherwise, is higher yields. And that is, again, scary to see, higher yields with a lot of the charts are looking. Speaking of, Bitcoin is doomed. Few understand this. First target is 62. The 62 for him is the big breakout here, right there. So I will say before that, second target 0. Again, I love the commentary. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin or whatever, and the commentary is hilarious. So follow him. Bitcoin here again, you can also see we have a topping pattern, head and shoulders. We are breaking below the, or very close to break below 92, and that should take us from like 92 down to, I think, is it like 80 or so, maybe a tad lower. But again, once we get down to there, we could see the big retest as well. Remember, Bitcoin is tech. It is by far one of the biggest liquidity indicators that you have, together with the gold to silver ratio. But that's a different story. But Bitcoin is 100% a measure of excessive liquidity in the system, and that is tanking right now, topping out here. And yeah, uh, I think we're at least going to see 74, which is the big triangle high here, at least. Unless something magical happens up here with that whole topping pattern. I have the same view, by the way, on Bitcoin. Um, what do we have here? Again, just had a talk with Andy. It will be on his channel, I think, tomorrow. So URNM has been getting killed, for the past 2 months or so. Small wedge on the 2 hourly. Again, it's not the big, wow, let's break out, let's go to the moon. But again, hopefully we can start to break out and attack this whole gap here at like 42. We have oil here with, yeah, that's my this is a long-term view, by the way, of oil, but we are consolidating here. Again, you can see the head and shoulders, but also we have the downtrend here, which we need to break. So I want to see us getting, close to 80 and start to trade healthy up here. That's like breaking out, testing, going sideways. Then we can have a big move in oil. But until then, it looks a bit more heavy than bullish. And internally here, you can't really see that because we have to zoom in. We have a very tight range, 3 months, 4 months old, and we basically need, the ceiling is 71.5. So when we start to trade above 71.5, you open up the option of attacking the rail there at roughly 76 or so, 75. But again, until we see this whole triangle resume to the upside, it does look a bit more bearish, where we could see a spill down to the blue here to test it at roughly, I think it's like 58 or something like that, testing that whole 10-year breakout, and actually 20-year actually, more or less. And if we have a 2020 event, it will completely collapse as well. And the measured move from here, from the neckline, the head to the neckline, is $30, basically the lows there in 2011. So big decision coming up, I think, very positively in Q1 2025. Either we break out and we start to really rally, or we will have a big crisis on our hands. And you will, in the comments, you can say what you think it will be called, but there will be something big hitting our way here if we start to collapse. What do they have in store? Cool. What a perfect transition here. Again, that is the ceiling, 71.5 on the USD. That is the September, October, November, December range. We had a little bit of a spiky here, but we need to get above 71.5 in order to open up the option of going to breakout. Still a bit more bearish than bullish. Again, I wished I bought into it, but Anid here is the cloud computing. I can't remember the exact word. That ETF and the stocks below has just done insanely well. Look at the move here up from like 5 to, I don't know, 100. I mean, that's amazing. Platinum here from Burak below 880. Again, platinum just can't seem to catch a bit. We are still in this 4-year head and shoulders, which ultimately will break, but I mean, until it can't seem to catch a bit. And you can see the perfect parallels here from Burak. I think once now we have broken here, we're at least going down to like 860 down here. So platinum getting hammered as well. We have head shock here with copper. And this is, what is that, copper RST divided by, I don't know exactly what this is. It's a ratio of some degree. Our copper here versus equally weighted SPF 500 ETF on the monthly, basically going sideways for 10 years. And yeah, so the level is clear. We need to trade above, 0.035-ish, and then copper will outperform. Until then, we're stuck in a range, and we could also break lower. But it's very well defined, anything above 0.035 really bullish copper. Anything below like 0.024, very bearish copper. Let's go down to here. Again, very dangerous chart because the gold to silver ratio is also a measure of liquidity in the system. And whenever you have some big events coming our way, you could just go back and look, 2020, 2008, 2018 also, by the way. And of course, back to the dot-com bubble, you're seeing spikes, big breakouts in the ratio. And look at where we are today. This whole wedge pattern had 2 attempts to break down, but couldn't. And now we're actually seeing a very illiquid system. And if we start to trade above 90, this could spike heavily, again, indicating no liquidity in the system. Bitcoin is tanking, no liquidity in the system, copper looking weak. Oil could break down, and what have you. That head and shoulders pattern on SPX and all that. So 2025, if 2024 was funny, 2025 will be, yeah. I made a poll here. Will energy be a good investment in 2025? I had a typo there. I'm king of typos, by the way. Most people will agree. But that means we need oil to trade healthy for a period close to 80. Until then, you should be more bearish than bullish on oil. Gasoline, again, we need the breakout here internally. Again, September, October, November, December. We need the break internally here. Hopefully the floor at roughly 1.9 here holds, and we need to break above that trend line there to see upside. What else do we have here? 2 days ago, update on uranium miners down under. They have performed really bad. So last but not least here, Bitcoin monthly candle here. That is not the best looking view, by the way. So I said that I was going to do some charts before, heading off here, but I think you saw the grasp of things. Bitcoin looks really weak, no liquidity. Gold and silver ratio looks like it wants to break above 90, no liquidity. Is that indication? If that's the case, oil will struggle, copper will struggle, the markets will struggle. Yeah, big moments ahead of us, guys. So let's see how it all performs. This will be the last video for YouTube, at least for free, for the free stuff that I give. Again, if you want to become a part of the members, subscribers, you can do that on Substack or YouTube. You can do it both ways. So yeah, let's see what 2025 brings. But given these charts, Q1 will be a big one. I'm not gonna lie here. Hopefully it's positive, right? We don't want anything bad to happen, but to me it looks like something is going to happen in 2021. Excuse me, in Q1 2025, like a big event. Everything is pointing to that direction. We shall see, guys. Have an amazing day as always, and Happy New Year, all that good stuff. And yeah, see you in 2025. Cheers.